We're right now at the Skydance Bridge to actually share stories of people who have been affected with the rescission of DACA, or people who never were qualified for DACA. We're sharing our stories because March 5th has arrived and nothing was done. And Congress seems to have forgotten about the issue entirely, since there's not been much discussion in the Hill. And we just wanted to share stories to remind Congress that no matter, even though the Supreme Court decided not to hear the case and DACA is still active for now, people are still getting affected by it, and people are still losing their status, and people are still going through difficult times because of the problem that Trump created. So I urge for Clean Dream Act now take place, something permanent, because we deserve it. We all work here hard and tough every day. I work hard every day to plan my lessons, to teach my 6th graders something that they don't know, to feed them that knowledge. I am teaching the future of America, and how in the heck, why am I don't deserve to be here? It's not fair.
I grew up in South Oklahoma City. In 2011, immigration came to my house and took my dad. Very few people know what that's like and what that feels like. And at that moment, I thought my life was over. I thought my dad was gonna get deported. I thought the whole family was gonna get deported. Thankfully, things changed for the better. It's a good story. My parents are here, and that's not the common story. That's not what happened. People's parents get deported. People's siblings get deported. People's children get deported. And that's what we want to stop.
So Dream Action Oklahoma does we've been doing a lot of Know Your Rights presentations, informing the community, a lot of things that we inform the community about. And we also started to do a deportation defense team. So basically with that, we want to help prevent deportations throughout Oklahoma. And not only by taking cases when people have already been detained, but also by educating people on how to avoid getting detained, so prevention of these deportations.
I am 18 years old. I am an Oklahoman since I was 10 months old, and I have believed I was an American until I actually found out that I wasn't documented. My parents actually came here from Bangladesh when I was 9 months old, and they hadn't told me that I was undocumented until I was 14. They wanted me to live a normal American life. They didn't want me to feel as though I was different than anybody else. Because the truth is, we aren't any different from anybody else.
How can they say, oh, it's chain migration? How are my parents chain migration, my siblings? We're a family. If we ask any other U.S. citizen to live without their parents, think of a teenager who had just graduated high school, or my sister who was like 5 years old. What would she have done growing up without my dad, growing up without my mom? Put yourself in those shoes, in that situation, because that's the reality that many of our families are gonna go through from here until something passes.
I think the community is upset, especially within Congress, that it's March 5th, obviously, and nothing has been done yet. And as it seems, maybe nothing will be done. We're still going to keep pushing, and I think our community is still motivated to do something about this, and we're getting more and more support by the day, and it's important to realize that, and the community is still hopeful.
I can see why my parents didn't let me go to sleepovers or to field trips or out of state, because they didn't want me to become deported. I stand from a little bit of a place of privilege because my parents are legal. But even then, they have to participate in the system to ensure that they can say their legality. My mother is actually here on student visa. My father is also here on student visa. And they have been trying to become citizens as long as I have been alive. 17 years. Our immigration system is hugely broken, disenfranchised. And what people don't understand is that immigration is not something that you can stop. People move from place to place, everyone goes everywhere, because that is the way that humans work. The biggest thing that people don't understand is that people who are undocumented come from all over the world. We are not just Latin Americans, we are not just Middle Americans, South Americans, we're not just South Asian, we're not just Middle Eastern, we come from everywhere. People need to understand that being undocumented is not just an immigration issue, it is a human rights issue. It is a civil rights issue. We are all here to ensure that everyone has equality and equity. We are people just like everybody else. We are here to do the same things as everybody else. Everyone deserves the same equal opportunity. And that is why we need a Clean Dream Act. The only reason we need a Clean Dream Act is because it benefits not just us, but all of America. It doesn't harm our parents. It doesn't keep people from being in the United States. It doesn't keep people from achieving the basic human rights.
You all have jobs, and you have to be there, and you matter to that job. Why can't you be there? Why are you denied? Why are we denied? We've been here since we were little, tiny, or maybe 5, 10 years old, whatever age. But we've been here ever since. Our language is English too. Our home is the United States. We might have been born in other countries, but our home is here. This is my home, and I don't want to leave it.